I'm just going to show you a quick video on how to use the Halo thick top coats. So there's quite a few benefits to this. You can encapsulate any glitter, dried flowers. You can set your stones, your crystals inside this as well. And you can also use it to thicken the natural nail up a little bit for any clients who have really thin nails and you aren't hard gel trained. So I've applied some nails to my fake hand here and I've popped on each nail 2 coats of Tahiti. So first off, I'm just going to show you how to pop some glitter onto the nail. So this has been in the lamp and it's got 2 coats on, so it has got a really good tacky layer on there. So you don't really need a flash cure or anything, just the 30 seconds and there's a real good tacky layer on there. So I always start on the cuticle area first with my client's nail pointing down the way so it'll catch any glitter as well. If I started at the bottom and I touch my brush with the tacky and remove the tacky layer without any glitter on, sometimes the glitter won't stick because you've removed the tacky layer a little bit with your brush. So if I just start at the top end and just dab this on, nice and thick so that we know we're touching all these areas. And then I'm just going to brush this into the tacky layer. And you can see there, it's all nice and stuck. So if I wanted to do a nice glitter fade, I could just pop it on the cuticle area. And just dab it down a little bit. So once I'm happy that I've got a full coverage of glitter there, I'm going to use my thick top coat to seal this in. I always like to keep a separate thick top coat, and on the top I put a little scribble on it so that I know that I've used this one for glitter, and then I know there's not going to get any glitter stuck in the brush. So I've got a nice amount and I'm just dragging it down the nail. And once I'm happy with that coverage, I'll pop that in the lamp for 30 seconds. So the thick top coat does have a tacky layer on, so I'm going to use my prep and scrub on a wipe and just remove the tacky layer. You can just see the sparkle there. So another thing I like to do is encapsulate the bigger bits of glitter. So I'll pop a thin amount on the nail. Just need a little bit more. And before I put that in the lamp, I'm just going to add a few little bits of glitter. Into the nail, and this will just set inside the thick top coat. And you can move them around if you want to. So I'm just going to neaten my little pattern up here. And then I'm going to pop that in the lamp for 30 seconds. So that's been in the lamp and then it's still quite bumpy of the thicker bits of glitter. So what we're going to do is add a good bit amount of your thick top coat over the top, and because the gel is self-leveling, it will sink in between each bit of the glitter. So I'm just going to drag this round all over. And then if you just hold your hand upside down for a second, we'll just drag all of that down. And just wiggle it down the centre of your nail there. And then I'm going to pop that in the lamp for 30 seconds. So again, I'm going to remove the tacky layer with my prep and scrub. And now the glitter is really deep set inside of the thick top coat, so that is nice and smooth now. And that'll keep that in there. So for this one, I'm going to do some dried flowers. So I'm going to change my colour up to Wisteria. And I'm going to pop my base coat on first, and then I'm going to pop two coats of Wisteria. Pop them in the lamp for 30 seconds each time. So using the same technique as I did with the thicker glitter, I'm going to do the same with the dried flowers. So I'm just going to pop a layer of my thick top coat over the top of Wisteria. And then I'm going to pick my flowers up and just pop them on the top. In any order you want, really. So if you put any bigger flowers on, you might just want to pat them down a little bit so that the thick top coat grabs right a hold of them. So I'm going to pop that in the lamp for 30 seconds. So this is being cured, and I'm just going to pop a thicker layer again over the top and encapsulate these flowers. So I'm just going to drag this down the nail. Again, I'm just going to turn that over for a second. And I'm just going to rub it down the centre. And don't forget to cap. And then pop that in the lamp. So again, I'm going to remove my tacky layer on a linen-free wipe and some prep and scrub. And that's nice and smooth. So one of the best benefits of the thick top coat is on your client's natural nail, if they're quite thin, it will add a little bit of thickness for them if you're not hard gel trained. So imagining this was my client's natural nail, I would first off, after I've done all my prep, either apply your rubber base coat or your normal base coat. I'm going to use rubber. So I'm going to apply a nice thin layer. After my base coat has been cured, I'm going to apply 2 thin coats of your thick top coat. So that's 1 coat, and pop that in the lamp. And then I'm going to apply a second coat. And you're going to pop that back in the lamp. So after that's been cured, and I've put 2 coats on, I'm going to remove the tacky layer. And then, because I want to apply some colour onto this, first off, I'm going to buff over the area. Because our gel polish needs a dry area to adhere to, the top coat is obviously shiny, so I'm just going to lightly buff over the nail. Just a light buff. You don't want to thinnen this out and take away the 2 top coats you've just done. I'm going to remove any dust. You can see it's gone a little dry now. So now I'm going to do my normal routine of putting my base coat on first, either your rubber or your normal base coat. And I'm going to pop that in the lamp for 30 seconds. Once my base coat has been cured, I'm going to go ahead and apply my colour. So if you think this has now got quite a few layers on, so I've done a base coat, 2 coats of two coats of thick top coat. I've buffed that down a little, and now I've applied a base coat and a coat of colour. So this is really going to thicken the natural nail up a little bit. So I'm going to pop that in the lamp for 30 seconds. So that's been in the lamp and it's had 2 coats on. So to finish this nail off, I'm just going to apply my top coat, and I'm using a thick top coat again. Don't forget to cap each layer that you're doing as well. I'm going to pop this in the lamp, and then I'm going to stick a few little gems on there. So this still has the tacky layer on the top. I haven't removed it yet because I'm just going to pop 3 little cute gems. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of my thick top coat on here. Just going to set little gems in. And I'm just going to place them where I want them. And I'm just going to pop that in the lamp. So now this one's come out the lamp. I've used my non-white top coat so it doesn't have a tacky layer on the top. So this is the design I've created with the thick top coat. So some fine glitter encapsulated, some thicker glitter, and some dried flowers. And on this one, for a recap, I've used rubber base coat, I've cured it, 2 thin coats of thick top coat, and then I've removed the tacky layer once cured, thinly buffed over the top of it just to dull off that shine. Then I've went in with my base coat, my colour, and then top coats.